in the hobby, I'm sure, knows well Elijah Bloom. Elijah, I was going through your Instagram, and I want to know, first of all, how do you pull so many amazing celebrities and personalities to talk to you?
I just be myself and, be confident and ask them for an interview. And, sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say no.
Who is it? Has there been anybody who you've interviewed that you've been nervous to interview?
Um, I mean, I can get a little nervous, but Jay-Z was definitely like pretty nerve-wracking.
I bet. So tell me the process. What is it like? Because I can't get Jay-Z on this show. So tell me how you are able to get somebody like Jay-Z. Did you just walk up to him with a mic, or did you know about it beforehand? Like, or are you just hustling on the floor of Fanatics Fest? How's that work?
So I was at the 4040 Club. I saw Jay-Z walking the blue carpet, and I said, Jay, can I get an interview? And then he said, yeah, come over here. So then I got lifted over the barricades by a security guard, and it was surreal to interview him on the blue carpet. He's one of my favorite artists, so it was surreal, a dream come true.
Did you already have questions planned for him, or was this just on the fly?
It was kind of just on the fly, so I just asked him, who's your favorite artist that you've ever worked with? And shockingly, he said Beyonce.
That was a great answer by him. Being married myself, I could totally respect that answer. That's how you know that Jay-Z is a brilliant businessman and man, just in general, the fact that he went with Beyonce. So you got lifted over the barricade. Maybe that's the reason we can't get these kind of interviews, Stu, because nobody can lift us over the barricade. Maybe that's it. So I saw you also interviewed Cody Rhodes. You met Michael Rubin, I believe, at the Dave and Adams retail store in New York City. What's it like to be talking to people who you've seen on TV or, are kind of legendary in the sports world and the hobby?
It's surreal, I'm very lucky and grateful that I'm able to, meet all these people, and have, Rubin just like me in general. So it's just surreal.
What did you ask Michael Rubin?
At the David Adams thing, we were kind of just like talking, and I gave him one of my stickers.
Nice little branding there for you, huh, buddy?
Yeah.
A little branding. What did you think about the David Adams store?
I loved it. You guys have a great store. There was a lot of wax for me to rip, so that's always a good thing.
Is that your favorite thing to rip? I was going to ask you, what is your favorite product right now to rip, and then maybe in general, the last couple of years, what have you found?
So I love to rip, Bowman U Chrome basketball, Chase Dillon Harper, Ace Bailey, Cooper Flagg, Michaela Blakes, all of those, young players. And I also like to rip V-Friends when I got that on my hands, Topps Chrome V-Friends. I pulled a very lucky Black Cat Gold to 50, so that was pretty cool. So I like those kind of products. Leaf too, shout out Leaf. They were, I'm grateful that they gave me a card.
Oh, you have your own card. Okay, is that a 1-of-1?
This one's a 2 of 3. Shout out CJ and the entire Leaf team.
What's the inscription on there?
Last Pack Mojo. It's something I say.
Last Pack Mojo. I like it. Here at Dave and Adams, we use Last Pack Magic, but we are very, very similar there. How did you get a Leaf product?
So I was able to talk to the entire Leaf team, like CJ and Josh at the National, and they just gave me an opportunity that I couldn't say no to. It was a dream come true to be able to be on a card. Like, I can pull my card in a set, especially someone that likes to rip. So it was a dream come true. Shout out to CJ, Josh, and all the guys over at Leaf.
What product is that in?
It was in Sports Heroes, 2025 Leaf Sports Heroes.
So you just showed up and said, hey, this is what I'm going to wear, and they worked with you, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Cool. Do you know how many, is there a parallel of it, or is it just the 1 to 5? Did you just inscribe 5 cards, or what?
So there was I had a pink one numbered to 10, a blue one numbered to 5, the white ones are out of 3, and then 2 gold 1-of-1s.
Can you hold it up again? Let's see how good your autograph is, because that's the big thing in the hobby right now. Oh, yeah, you put in some effort there. I like that. And did you inscribe them all?
I didn't inscribe them all. I inscribed a few of them.
Was that on card or sticker?
Sticker.
What did you think about signing stickers? Did it feel weird?
When I just signed my, name and not with the inscriptions, it was kind of just like easy. But then when I had to do an inscription, I had to like space it out. You know what I mean?
I get it. No, I get it. At least there's not the pressure of having to do it on the card, right? Because if you do it on the card and mess it up. So did you inscribe the 1-of-1?
Yeah. So both of my 1-of-1s, one of them said, I love collects. I'm a ambassador for them. I love to work with them. And another one I just inscribed, I Love Leaf for the one-on-ones.
That's wow. Look at that. Stoop. This guy knows what he's doing here. Like, I mean, total branding exercise. I love it. That's great. Tell me what it's like to work with Collect. We use a lot of their articles on our hobby podcast. Darren Ravel obviously does a great job there. What is it like collabing with Collect, and do you follow their stories every day?
Yeah, I love working with Collects. It's cool to work with, other kids in the hobby like Charlie and Gus. Shout out to David for, putting me on with Collects. It's been so fun doing media with them and, just dream come true. Shout out to Ted as well, for keeping the app keeps getting better and better every day. And I love to use the marketplace.
That's awesome. So do you, I did a meet and greet with some kids at the retail store here in Buffalo a while back, and I had a couple questions that I would ask them. And one of the most interesting questions that I would ask, I'm going to ask you now, Elijah. Do you have any superstitions while you're ripping?
I have some superstition. Well, I mean, yeah, it depends on like where I rip it. Like if I rip it in a lucky spot, then I'm gonna keep ripping it there. But I mainly have like a superstition of picking boxes. That's a little secret, so I won't.
Oh, okay. So the box is the key, not necessarily the pack. I heard all kind of crazy things. Some people would only rip with their left hand. Some people would go from the back to the front. One guy would spread every card out on the table, and he wouldn't look at any of them. He would just spread them all out and then look at them all at once, which I thought was kind of weird and maybe kind of defeated the purpose of like the sweat, right? Like he just like literally threw all the cards on the table at one time and looked. I thought that was kind of odd. So you have a box trick that you cannot share. Is that fair to say?
Yep.
Okay, I can respect that. Do you have a dream card that you would want to hold in your hand, either to own or just to have it in your hand, even if you didn't own it?
That's a tough one. I actually don't know. Like, there's so many great cards out there in the hobby that, like, it's hard to pick.
Sure, it's hard to pick one. Obviously, you're a Philly guy, right? Who is your favorite Philly athlete of all time?
So, right now, I love me some Tyrese Maxey.
Okay.
All time, I really like Allen Iverson. He's really cool basketball player. His crossover was really cool back then.
That was the correct answer. Allen Iverson is an old guy here. Have you met Allen?
Well, I have not necessarily met him, but I've been close to him at the National and Fanatics Fest and all of that.
Okay, is he going to be at the National this year? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure. He might be, though.
Well, now that you've interviewed people like Jay-Z and Cody Rhodes, I think Allen Iverson needs to make an appointment with you, not you make an appointment with him, right? Did you happen to see his schedule reveal with the Bills back in the spring?
No, I did not.
Okay, so you know how every team on social media will do kind of a special little schedule reveal? Well, the Bills GM said that he was going to use AI this year to help the team reveal the schedule. And they kind of made a little joke and made a spoof over the fact that instead of using artificial intelligence, they used actual Allen Iverson to do it. You should look it up. It's kind of clever. And Allen was in on the joke and did a good job.
I will right after the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, let's do a little like quick questions here. What is your favorite insert in the hobby right now?
Ooh, I do like me some case hits. In Bowman U Best, there's a case hit, Let's Go.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, especially because after every card, like a good card, I always say, let's go. So that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorites.
Okay. Are you more downtown or HFA?
I like downtowns. They're pretty cool. They have something to the city in the background. Like Jalen Hurts has had like a Philly pretzel.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
We have a hit parade product here that's just all downtowns. So you buy the product and you're guaranteed a downtown. And one of the run hits in there is the Jalen Hurts Philly pretzel. That's one of my favorite ones. I love the downtowns. I like the uptowns too, but I like the original downtowns, the best. What is your favorite sport to rip?
I like all sports, but I mainly like basketball. Actually multi-sport probably because in Leaf.
Leaf multisport. I like, being a breaker and ripping every day. I like when I don't know what's going to be in the Leaf checklist. Like most products, if it's baseball or basketball or hockey, we look through the checklist and we want to know who the autos are, who the chases are. In Leaf, Elijah, I don't want to know anything because I have no idea what's going to come out of the box. Are you going to the National?
Yes, I am.
What are you looking forward to the most there, and what are you going to do?
Seeing people that I love in the hobby, that are cool people in the hobby, hanging out with like guys from companies like Leaf and Tops and all of that, and just, having fun, interviewing people. that stuff.
All right, so we have a couple of content people going. Elena's going, and Ray and Troy. And so why don't you give them some advice as to how to get the big guys here, right? Because if you can pull Jay-Z and you can pull, I see you were hanging out with the Rizzler. You can get Cody Rhodes and you've met Michael Rubin. I mean, our guys here maybe need a little bit of help. You give them some advice right now that I can show them as to how to get the good celebrities.
Just be confident, and shoot your shot, see what they say. But kids have like a more of an advantage, I feel like. So
I wasn't gonna say that, but it does help, right? Like you definitely, the lift over the barricade and all that. Do you find, does it help you? Do you chase autographs too?
No, not really. Just interview.
Just interview.
I try to play it cool.
I respect that. Who are you looking forward to seeing at the most at the National?
All my friends in the hobby, but to interview, I really want to interview like Giannis or Diana Taurasi.
What would you ask Giannis?
Which one of his brothers would come closest to beating him in a
one-on-one? I like that. That's a good question. So Giannis is going to be there, Diana Taurasi. There's a whole bunch of celebrities going to be there. You know what I found funny, Elijah, is that Giannis's photo op I think it's $540, I believe. And if you get Giannis and all three of his brothers, it's the exact same price. So the three brothers like add no value to Giannis's photo op, which I found funny.
Yeah, I saw that too. It was pretty funny.
Don't ask him that though, right? That might not be the best question possible.
I won't.
Okay, so then do you have your own booth there, or do you just walk around? Are you going to be there every single day?
I'm gonna be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm with the collects booth at the National, so that's where I usually chill in between when I need to get back to hustling. So I'm just with collects, that stuff.
That's awesome. So who goes with you? Your mom, your dad, both? Your family? Who goes with you and supports you doing this?
My whole family supports me, but my mom and my dad usually come with me to the National.
Do they like the hobby?
Yeah, so my dad used to collect back in the day. He collected, a bunch of Jets players and Nets players. I'm going to say this again. Last time I came on the show, I said he made some pretty bad trades, which he did. Does your
mom like the hobby at all?
Yeah, my mom likes the hobby. She loves going to Target, and ripping boxes with me from Target.
That's awesome. So now what do they do when you're working at the National? What are your parents doing? Are they just over there chilling, having a drink, or do they help you work somehow? Or are you the one in the family doing all the work?
So they walk around with, us going backstage and stuff like that. But mainly they just hold my water bottle and, support and get behind the scenes photos. Oh,
so they're your manager and you're the talent and they're just your support staff. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Do they have little shirts that say Elijah's staff? You might want to get them a couple shirts or something. There it is. Look at that. Add Elijah Sports Cards. That's awesome. Okay, you got to get two for your parents and have it say staff on the back.
Yeah, they just have the same shirts that just look
like that's fantastic. Well, they must be wonderful people to be able to support you. How old are you, buddy?
I'm 12.
You're 12. My boys are 12 as well. I have twin boys that are 12 years old, and they love sports. They love content creation, but they're not necessarily as into the hobby as you are, which I find really awesome. Before I let you go, give me 3 people that you want to interview by the time you're 15 years old.
Whoa, that's a tough one. I would say LeBron. That would be a really cool and big interview. I would say Tyrese Maxey because he's one of my favorite players. I'd want to get an interview with him. And Kevin Hart because when I interviewed Wemby.
You interviewed Wemby?
Yeah, when I interviewed Wemby, I asked him, am I the smallest person that's ever interviewed you? And he said, I was with Kevin Hart a few hours ago, so no. So I want to get Kevin Hart a follow-up.
And then you have the clip of Wemby saying that to you about Kevin Hart. That's fantastic. When did you interview Wemby?
At Fanatics Fest on Saturday. Oh,
I didn't see that clip. Wow. I mean, how is he the largest human being you've ever been around?
Yes, 100%. He's 7'7". Come on, he's 3 feet taller than me.
Did you shake his hand?
Yes, his hand was enormous.
His hand's probably about as big as your head, right?
Yeah, man, his hands are insanely big.
That is hilarious that he said that Kevin Hart is the that's really funny. That would be a perfect collab. Does Kevin did Kevin Hart, did you tag him on that? Is he aware of that answer from Wemby, do you know?
I mean, we tagged him, obviously he's busy and he has a lot of followers and he gets tagged in a lot of things. So I don't know if he's seen it, but we definitely tagged him.
Oh, that's a really funny story. So you said LeBron, Kevin Hart, and who was the last one?
Tyrese Maxey. I want to go meet him.
Your guy. Okay. So what after National, what plans do you have for the season or what do you have coming up after that, bud?
I go to a lot of Morris County card shows, they always have some cool people signing, like Rafael Flores. They had Dylan Harper one time. Morris County card show. I love their show. It's a great show. Shout out Deb of Morris County card show.
Okay, so and then you got to go back to school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pesky school gets in the way, right?
Yep.
Wow. Do you ever go to like Comic-Con or Gen Con, or you just stick to sports?
I just stick to sports. There was a Collecticon, a few minutes away from where I live, but I didn't go to it because I'm not really, into Pokemon and that stuff.
Gotcha. All right. Is there anything else that you want to plug or say while I have you here, and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah, shout out Collects, All Touch, Morris County Card Show, the National Fanatics Fest, and go follow Elijah Sports Cards on Instagram.
There you go. And thank you, Mom and Dad, right?
Yep.
And thank you, Mom and Dad. Elijah, it's been a pleasure. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate it. If you ever do get Kevin Hart, I need to see a clip of that because that would be really funny.
I got you.
So, all right, buddy. It was nice to meet you. I'll see you soon.
Nice to meet you, Josh. Thank you for having me.
Take care, bud.